Hi, everybody. Nice to be back. I feel like I haven't done a live in a little while. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. And today I wanted to talk about failure and what failure means to you and me. And I think that, hi, Pascal. Thanks for joining. I think that failure seems like this big, scary word and we associate so much weight to it. There's some words that we just really associate a lot of weight to. And I like the idea of making failure, hi Pat, of making failure be a good thing, right? When we look back at our lives or the way things have happened, it never looks linear, right? I think Steve Jobs was the one who said that. We can only look backwards to connect the dots. We can never look forward. And so, can you reframe your relationship with failure? The most successful people fail often because they're not afraid to fail. And they don't look at failure as a bad thing. They actually look at it as a chance to grow. And I really believe that you grow or you die. And so we always have the chance to grow, which means that we always have the chance to fail. So both two really positive things. So how can you reframe failure in your life? How can you reframe a situation to see, hey, what have I learned from this? Or what can I do? What can I use going forward? So instead of being upset or feeling bad for yourself about it, use it as a resource to move forward of what you want to do differently and how you want to do something the same. So I think that I met up with a friend this weekend and we were talking about curiosity and exploring. And again, really successful people do so many different things because they listen to those exploratory thoughts. They're curious. They listen to the soul hits, as my friend Lori likes to say. And the soul hits are those little intuitive voices that say, hey, I want to explore real estate, or I want to explore writing a blog, or I want to explore being a hairdresser. And it doesn't mean that you have to leap into that, but it means that you can just explore it and see what that means. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't mean that it was a failure, but it means that, hey, I scratched that off my list. I tried it and it didn't work. And now I know. So it frees up space for other things to work, right? And you can get clear on what worked for them and what didn't. And I think that that's a really beautiful way and a reframing to look at the things that happen in our lives. Because as we know, what we focus on expands. Hey, Jordan. And, when we focus on the negativity and how things can be bad, then that's what we'll see. But when we look at things with the lens of possibility, of positivity, and of love, that's what we'll see. So I encourage you guys today to take something that you may have viewed as a failure, or maybe a situation that you're currently in that maybe didn't work out the way you wanted it to, and see how you can shift your lens on that and change it to deciding what you want versus what you don't want, and how can you be resourceful in moving forward. What questions can you ask yourself of how to get out of the situation you're in that may seem like a failure, or how you can look at it as something that's actually really beneficial for you. My personal situation is like, I'm living in San Francisco and I don't know if it's the right place for me. I don't know if I'm meant to be here. Does that mean that it's a failure? Absolutely not. It's been an amazing experience and it continues to be, but I can tell you what I like and what I don't, and then moving forward, how I want to navigate. So whatever situation you're currently in or you've experienced, I urge you to question it and see if you can reframe it, to spin it, to look at what you can learn, and remembering that exploring and curiosity is a good thing. A friend of mine, we were talking about, always wanting to expand and see more. And we talked about being a big fish in a small pond. And although that's really great, if you're going to keep growing, and remember, you grow or you die, you're eventually going to be that small fish in a big pond again. And then you go back to being a big fish and then back to being a small fish. And that's the evolution of our lives. And that's what makes us interesting. So I encourage you to go out, fail, explore, listen to those soul hits, be interesting. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.